Welcome, Tuesday tactic number 3, coffee bomb. I hope you enjoyed episode 28 of the Project U podcast. It was a little different format for me. I wanted to share a little bit about a project I completed a year ago, and I've done an interview for a newspaper, which was interesting. I haven't done one of those for a little while anyways, but I hope you like that. And if you want to check out the book, you can find it at Amazon. You can find some links to it on the blog. But let's jump into today's tactic. And so I titled this Caffeinated Bomb or Coffee Bomb. And like probably most of you out there, coffee is an essential part of our life, or at least we think we do. And so what's the big deal? Coffee's been used for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. And it's really touted for its health benefits, boosting memory, some data on dementia and things like that. But so is there a downside? Is there a possible downside? And I'm not talking about the sugar-laden energy drinks that have a little bit of caffeine or mocha, java, whatever. I'm talking about just coffee, plain old coffee in its native raw form. And I love it. My soul needs it, and maybe you feel the same way. But there are some important things to know about coffee, and I'm going to jump straight into that for a certain subset of people, coffee can actually be dangerous or detrimental to health. And what I mean is there is research and data out there that shows that depending on how your body processes the caffeine in coffee, it actually can increase your risk of heart attack and death and having a massive heart attack. And so not good things, considering that most of us start our day with coffee. My former life as a full-time emergency medicine physician, I drank a truckload of coffee at all hours of the day and night. It was something that was akin to air, at least in my former existence. But the thing to note is the genetics dominate. I'm not going to bore you with all the scientific data. You can dig into that on the blog. But there is a group of people that are considered slow metabolizers. There's actually two base pairs, if you will, that are related to the enzyme in the liver that helps the body metabolize caffeine. And those who metabolize it fast, no problem, drink away. Those who are slow metabolizers, however, are at an increased risk. And so in this instance, hereditary really plays a huge role in this. And so the test is pretty straightforward. You can get it from a number of vendors. I had mine done through 23andMe, part of a project I worked on for a consulting client a few years ago. But I had sort of ignored this data until I was at a recent cardiology conference, and numerous speakers all brought up the caffeine metabolism in terms of the risk. And so here is the risk as it's laid out in the scientific data. And so for those that are slow metabolizers, 1 cup of coffee a day has been shown to potentially increase the risk of having a heart attack by 24%. That's almost a quarter. It's pretty significant. 2 cups of coffee, that risk jumped up to 24%. And for those who are just living on coffee, drinking 4 or more cups a day, and they're slow metabolizers, the body doesn't break down caffeine properly, that risk skyrockets to over 200%. And one of the theories is that it increases blood vessel stiffness. We know that those who are sensitive to it, it certainly can boost blood pressure and heart rate, but the data is clear. And another interesting thing to point out is you're probably familiar with the blue zone. There's areas around the earth where people are just noted to live longer. One in the United States, and my favorite is in Costa Rica, a place that I visit every year. But they did a study. There was 2,000 Costa Ricans who survived their first heart attack. And what they noticed was that there was a trend between those who drank coffee and were slow metabolizers and having a heart attack. So coffee, slow metabolizer, your risk of having a heart attack jumps up. So take that to heart. So what are you going to do now? I don't know. Is it an essential part of the day? Is it yummy, delicious? Should it be an occasional treat? Or if you're a slow metabolizer, is it a dangerous habit that's pushing you to the grave? What will you decide, and how will your behavior change, if at all? So that wraps up Tuesday's tactic. Just a very short, simple, sweet ditty on caffeine and coffee. I'm certainly rethinking the way I consume coffee, and I'll be back next week on Tuesday to share more with you. As always, if you found this useful, please share a review on iTunes. And if you haven't checked out the Tuesday Periscopes, I dive into similar discussion there if you want to see this in live format. Tuesdays between 12 and 12:30 Central Time. I'd love to see you there, and have a great week as always.